Okay, part 2 of this PM2000 series. So I just wanted to show all these input lights have been replaced with LEDs. This color that you're seeing here is a little bit more yellow than it is in reality. It's kind of more amber than that. Just showing that. I'm going to power down and we're going to look at a couple of the channels here. There's the power supply. A little bit scratched there. Okay. So let's just pull one of these channels. This is indicative of 22 of the 24 channels. And boy, I can't really see much here. I'll turn the light on. That's better. Okay. So each channel has been recapped with Nichicon PW series. And this is the Muse series for the bipolars. Little tantalum capacitors have been replaced with Yamaha film caps. And also kind of hard to see in here is these chips here are OPA 604 chips that have been retrofitted to this footprint here. They're actually on little boards. This is the surface mount version of the 604 chip. But there's 4 of these replacing 4 of the Hitachi IC op amps. And the other 2 are pulled because they're part of the gyrator EQ circuit, which has been switched out. I'm trying to put this down here. See if there's enough light there. No, not really. Maybe on that chair over there. Okay. So right in here, what you have is the high and low fully inductive EQ circuits. And these are my own breadboarding of the JLM PM2000 EQ modification that makes these mid bands on the EQ a lot wider, and it works a lot better. Let me just say, it's a pretty expensive upgrade too if you were going to buy all of them yourself, but I bought all the individual pieces myself and cloned the JLM clones, which are already clones anyway. So other than that, its circuit is the same. It's still got the discrete op amps here from Yamaha. They're really great. So I think that's it as far as 22 of the 24 input channels have this same all the same parts and the same EQ modification and IC op amp upgrades. So I'm going to look at the other 2 channels that are almost exactly the same. They just have a different discrete op amp, discrete line amp op amp, and they're indicated by these 2 taped channels here. So in these you can see it's much the same thing, except we got right here, this is a it's known as the GAR, G-A-R 918, I believe, and it's a clone of a Jensen JE918 op amp, which are really cool sounding, good replacements. They run on plus and minus 24 volt rails, so by changing a couple resistors, which is nice for us because that's what our power supply runs on. So that's these two channels that just have a little bit of painter's tape on there, or actually that's masking tape. I should take that off. Just remember they're on 22 and 23. And you see on 24 here, which is what we were listening to, we've got a DI jack. Oh, cool. You can go right into it with a guitar or a bass or whatever. So that goes straight. It's a switching jack there, so when nothing's plugged in, it just operates like a normal channel. But if you want to plug in, it goes straight to that first mic pre-op amp. It's kind of hard to see the cable in there. That's what's going on there, though. So every single channel on this board has been recapped. So nobody should really have to do that, including the talkback and echo strips, phone channel, all of it, man. So here we got one of the master channels and stock circuit, stock op amps, except for these two IC op amps here that are replacing the Hitachi op amps in the program circuit. So that's channel 1 and 2 buses. And then I think on 3 and 4 I have the same Jensen clone op amp there in the matrix output. Yeah. Okay. So that's what we got going on for bus 3 and 4. So we just have the direct or the discrete op amp there. Yamaha one is replaced by that same GAR 918, which is a clone of the Jensen 918 op amp. So other than that, console's pretty much stock, but completely recapped. The EQs are all 24 of them have fully inductive mids, and then there's just a couple little things in the master channels that we just went over. The discrete op amp change in the matrix circuit of 3 and 4, and those IC op amp upgrades in 1 and 2 master outs. Oh, and I forgot to mention, but 7 and 8 have no aren't replaced. The electrolytic capacitors aren't replaced in these. I spoke too soon. I forgot there are 2 channels in the whole console that have the old caps and aren't modified at all, and they're these bus 7 and 8. So I just didn't get around to that, and who knows, maybe somebody might want to listen to the original channels as they were. So other than that, sorry about saying that earlier, but the entire console has had the electrolytics replaced, except for those 2 master channels. Oh, one other weird thing that I should mention, caveat here. This is the headphone strip, which somebody, as you can see, and that's been recapped too, but somebody had gone a little wacky here on this board. Looks like they did a modification, and what you see here is me returning the circuit to a stock circuit, and that's what I did. It looks a little ugly, but it's the same, you know, stock. It's like the original PM2000 circuit here. Just returned from some shenanigans. Somebody was modifying this. They even added some extra caps. You can see there's holes for them right there. I removed those caps and I recapped the ones that are supposed to be there. And I know exactly how this circuit is supposed to be because I have another strip, another talkback strip in my other console over there, the other PM2000. So, yep. Headphones even work. All the foldbacks. Pretty good to go here. This console should be ready to just like power up and start mixing.